up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Terraria 1.3. My name is Splattercat, and I'm happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while, and I assume we're going to start tunneling at some point. We got to get our tunnel vision on. If not our tunnel vision, then at least some kind of Tunnely Diggy mode initiated. And so I don't know where I wanted to build a cave at just now. This one kind of, I don't know. I tried to build our mine shaft right here, as you saw in the previous episode, and unfortunately it didn't work out very well for us. I'm going to lump all of you guys in with this because I feel very, very lonely right now. I feel so lonely. But anyways, let's go off to this side. We should build a tunnel somewhere, but where that somewhere is right now, I haven't really determined. We're wearing wooden armor, so we've got to taunt the trees right now. We're going to chop down their family members and then just rip big chunks off of them and then put them all over our body. That's right. Don't question where I got my wood thong from. It came from that tree's family over there, though. He was over there. Shh, don't tell him. He'll be very, very upset that his family member is now gracing my wiener as a support device. On this side, I'm going to stab you with a sword because you are inside my vicinity. My vicinity. You cannot bother me over on this side. Okay, so let's chop down this tree right here. That cave might not be a terrible spot to go from. Let's see what we got down in here. I bet we could find something nice. Hey, there's a flower right here. What does it do? Apparently, you use a pickaxe to get flowers. That's what I learned today. It's a marigold. Well, that's good. I'd be merry if I had gold, too. Probably be married as well, so there you go. Never underestimate the healing power of money. Let's go down to this side. As an adult, like as a person that's been growing up, people say that money doesn't matter. But I would posit that it's weird how much more lubricated the rest of life seems to be when you have it versus when you don't. And so I would just point that out as a counter argument. Just be like, it's not everything, but it definitely helps sometimes. So, you know, get out there, get working, make something. And so anyway, let's dig downwards right here. What the hell am I talking about? I play video games on the internet. Don't take advice from me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh my god. Let's go ahead and break that pot right there. Ooh, a lesser healing potion, which begs the question, where is the greater healing potion? And also, does the lesser healing potion have an inferiority complex about the fact that the other potion is the greater? I always felt bad about that, like when you have a history class or whatever, and you're going through your history class, and there's always like a guy like Larry the Greater and Larry the Lesser. I'd be like, damn, that kind of sucks for Larry the Lesser. Did he have any say in this? Like, why is he just automatically by default the lesser? I know it means he was the younger child, but seriously, that sucks, man. That sucks hard. Oh, good. It looks like we've actually run out of space. It'll be alright. Whatever. Not gonna worry about it. Downwards we dig. I hope we find some pig. Because I love my pork and we'll fight some orcs, so I am going to dig. Oh, I see something right there. I see something right there. It's disconnected. That's actually how you should spot ore while you go along your merry way. I'm going to grab this right here. It looks like it might be... Actually, that's a pretty big deposit right there. And it looks like there's a water cave underneath us. So we may be able to accomplish something pretty cool today. What are you guys thinking about the series so far? What are you guys thinking? Please be vocal. Like, that's one of the biggest things. It's so difficult, like, working on the internet like I do, to figure out what people like and don't like. Because at a certain point, the comments just, like, by default will drop off on a YouTube video. And so by, like, episode 5, you're going to have a hard time gathering any sort of intelligence as to whether, like, people are into the series anymore or what's going on. And so, honestly, I really do be as vocal as possible. Like, I do read my comments. I don't respond very often because I find with a lot of people, they try and trap me into, like, people try to bait me and troll me a lot. And so, since I'm a susceptible idiot who, like, falls into that trap over and over and over again, even though I know better, I don't tend to respond, but I do read them. And so, you know, if you wanted to, like, post suggestions or things that we could work on in the game to sort of accelerate this whole thing and make it go a bit quicker, feel free to do so. Let me know what you're thinking about this series. It looks like we just hit a water cave down here. So what I need to do right now is we're going to take these platforms. Let's throw them back up and in over here. There we go. That'll allow us to climb our way out. The water at the bottom is actually a boon because it means we won't die if we fall down this pit from falling. However, let me see if I can get over here real fast. I'm going to try. There's another trick that I'll show you in just a second. If you're digging in water caves, you can actually restore your own oxygen by digging a hole. So I'll show you how to do it in just a minute, but I'm not going to be able to do it with this water body, I don't think, but I just thought about it. So what you can do anyways, if you're having trouble breathing, you can dig a little hole like this, like a 1 centimeter hole, and then you can just jump over and over into it. It looks like there's not a cave actually in that direction, although I thought I saw monsters, so let's just go a little bit further left and find out. I feel like there's something over here. Yeah, it looks like there is now. I can just barely see it. I don't know if you can see it, noble viewer, but it is there. I also hear the sound of something. I don't know what that is. Hold on, let me put in a torch real fast. It looks like we've reached another cave. What is that noise? There's some kind of like hiss noise in the background that I'm not familiar with. Well, there's a heart container over here just in case you wanted that. Just in case you didn't have enough heart to get it done. There's a couple of bad guys down in there, though, that are making me feel a tad nervous. Let me put in some platforms real quick. We'll explore the opposite side first, and then we'll go down and handle the rest of it. Put in a torch right there. It looks like we've got a whole bunch of slimes down on the bottom. 2 blue slimes and a yellow. Not a huge threat, but if I screw up, they could do enough damage to kill me, given my terrible, terrible wooden armor. I'm going to go off this way real fast. I'm having a blast playing the game again. It's probably been a couple years since I played Terraria last. And so honestly, I find a lot of the time, like, it's difficult to be passionate about games that you've already played before. Like, whenever I do a second series of a... Well, whenever I do a second season of a series, there we go. There was too many S-related words in there, and I got confused. All right, let me see if I can kill these guys off. No. Oh, God. Bad things are happening right now. Bad things are happening. Get away from me, yellow slime. I don't like you. You're gooey. Actually, they look like they kind of be smooth, like a rubber ball or something. That's how I would describe how a dolphin feels. You guys ever petted a dolphin before? I petted a dolphin one time. I don't even remember where I did it. Maybe SeaWorld? They had, like, this big pool where the dolphins would come by and just, like, hang out with you for a little while. And so I stood next to the pool, and I got to touch a dolphin. And actually, the most pleasurable animal that I ever felt was a manta ray. I felt a manta ray one time when I was down in Mexico. I went on one of those little tours where you feed the manta rays or whatever. You feed the stingrays. And so anyways, they actually feel like silk or satin. They feel very, very nice. It is pleasurable to run your hands around them. They seem to like it too. They're like, argh. That's basically the sound that my manta ray was making when I was petting him. It possibly was. The fact that he wanted to be my friend, I'm sure, was in no way linked to the fact that I was holding like a big old grip of manta ray food. I also wondered how that like disturbs the ecosystem, because honestly, you're giving an animal like a surefire place where they can go every single day to go get food, and so they're not participating in the food chain any longer. They just come to this place every single day when they know the tour is going to be there. They're just like, all right, free manta ray food. Get all excited about it. But yeah, as I was saying, dolphins don't actually feel that good. They feel kind of They feel like a rubber ball, basically. Whereas manta rays, they feel very silky and satiny. Let's go. Not to be confused with satany. If you find something that feels satany, you should probably get the hell out of there, because Charlie Daniels is going to show up. He's going to start wrecking shit and playing violin all over the place. Just run for your life. It's the best that you can do. A little bit of iron up in here. What's our iron supply looking like right now? I mean, it can't be that good, can it? Is there any more iron up here? No. Okay, so our iron intake is ended. How much iron do I have? I have 5 bars. Looks like we picked up... Okay, so I got enough to make like 10 more bars. That's not going to be enough. We need to start working on some serious armor here, and unfortunately, I don't have the means to do so. I didn't want to place both of those. I just wanted to place one of them, so if you could make that happen, that would be cool. I'm probably going to go up and over the top right there. Yeah, let's go up and over the top. I think that'll work out. I don't think he can make the jump, and it might be safer for us to just do it this way. Go what? Pick up the stone blocks. Oh, there's the water cave right there. Well, we can go check that out in just a minute. This is pretty much like the entire game. Once you get further, you start messing around with stuff, and there are weird little secret bosses and things that you can spawn all over the place. We'll probably do that as well. I'm going to get down in here. It looks like I picked up a shiny dirt block. I don't know. Fantastic. A shiny dirt block. Still a dirt block, just a little bit shinier. We got a bunch of red slimes down there. Let's go back up real fast, and I think I'm going to give it a go at... Put in a couple right there, and then like one right there. I think I'm going to try... And the next way I would do this is to go like... So, oh, I ran out of platforms. Okay, so let's make some new platforms. How much wood do I have? You should always travel with a little bit of wood on you, because every now... What is that, a webbed rope? Oh, that's badass. We can be like Spooderman! Alright, well, let's make ourselves some wooden platforms. A decent amount of them anyways, because this is probably the #1 item you're going to be, like, using the shit out of the entire time you play. That's good enough. It doesn't look pretty, but it works. I'm probably driving all the people with OCD crazy right now. They're like, no! The mine shaft has to be a perfect width! We can't have this. No! Alright, so let's grab that right there. Okay, good, good, good. And I think if we can tunnel in, I need to gain a little bit of altitude right here. Given the fact that I'm in negative altitude, that would make sense, unless we're at really, really high. Well, we might be way above sea level, which means we might be moving down to sea level right now. But either way, I don't want to flood this entire passage by coming in where the water is, because there are water physics in this game. I always figured that must be a pain in the ass to program, because you got to program the... I remember when the game first came out, if it had to do a whole bunch of like related computations for water, it would lag the game out for a while. And so it's got to be a pain in the ass to write that, because you got to check if the space next to it and down below it is empty. If empty, then you have it moved down to there, and then once it moves, you got to do it. I feel like doing like the water physics would take a while to get it actually programmed out in the way that you wanted it to work. And to add to that, I've seen a lot of actual sandbox games where the water physics are weird and not programmed properly, so the water flows in ways that don't seem natural, and so it seems like there's like a trick to it. It takes a while to get it, especially if somebody didn't tell you how to do it, or you don't have anybody around that knows how. We're also looking for treasure chests right now, so you want to dig around below the earth and you want to find treasure chests, because the treasure chests are going to allow you to find new gear way earlier than you should have it. And so if you can find yourself like a wooden treasure chest, that's good. But a golden treasure chest can basically change the way the game's flowing for you by giving you like a lightsaber or something super early in the game. Looks like there's another little attached cave right here. Okay. Let me put some ladders up real fast. Oh, he's got a raincoat? So does that one. What? Y'all got raincoats? Zombies with accessories. How did I screw that up? Oh my god, that's embarrassing. Hold on, give me your raincoat. Oh, apparently I decimated the raincoat along with his fragile zombie body. Oh well, what are you going to do about it? Back up to the top, get some freebie ropes. Yup, learning the ropes right now. Go back down this way and maybe see ourselves a little bit of copper. Yeah, there it is right there. I think I'm just about out of glow sticks, so unfortunately I'm going to figure that out a little bit later. But I see some iron on this side, so let's get after it. A little bit of iron, okay. Looking like we're probably going to get like, what, 9 iron out of this maybe? No, 8. I'm bad at counting. See, that's what went wrong right there. There we go. Get my final iron ore. I don't think we can go anywhere from that side. Let's burrow into this water cave over here on the other side, and we'll see what we can get out of there. Water caves tend to be a pretty cool... Did I use my... I did not. Let me use that real fast. So there it is. We got ourselves 140 life now, which is way better than just 100. I remember something happens when you get to like a certain amount of health, though. Like something bad happens. Like the game escalates and gets a lot worse. Alright, so let's dig through here carefully, because we don't want to die in a flood. That's one thing that Dwarf Fortress has taught me, that drowning your entire civilization by digging too deep and too greedily is something that can happen to you and will totally suck. The nice thing about this room is that I can place torches on the... What is that right there? Mithril or something? Huh. I'll have to check that out in just a minute. I need to make more torches, though. How much slime do I have on me? Probably quite a lot. The slimes keep biting me, and I assume that they leave some residual residue after they get that job done. Let's make ourselves another grip of torches right there. That'll work out. Good, good, good. Let's go check on that right there, since I don't know what it is. I've recognized everything so far, but maybe that's mithril? Mithril. Oh, it's tungsten. Okay. Well, just in case we want to make ourselves some futuristic weapons. That's what it always reminds me of. Every time I see the element like tungsten around, every time I see tungsten in a video game, it reminds me of playing X3. Because like half of the rounds, or it reminds me of EVE Online because of the tungsten rounds or whatever. I don't know. That's the most frequent place that I see it as a video gamer. I think if you kill these right here, they drop something too. Ow, how dare you sting me? I was going to say they drop glow sticks or something. Let's go back up here. Can you make tungsten armor, or is that just like a supplement for other ores? I wouldn't know. I'm not experienced enough with the game. Anyways, let's take that out right there because that's not the spot where it goes. Technically, I could just use a night owl potion. There we go. That'll brighten things up a little. Actually, that didn't brighten things up as much as I thought it would. Made things a little bit better, but not that much. Throw that down in there, and it looks like we've got some kind of ore right here. So I'm going to dig it out or else. Jump back up to the surface and get some oxygen. Keep moving downwards until we find... It looks like... Actually, I might be able to drain this pool from the other side. We got another zombie with a raincoat over here. The raincoat's good, but I don't think it's going to protect you from being submerged, amigo. Kill that one off, and it looks like we actually have a zombie invasion coming in right now. We got a couple of them, so I'm going to stand here for just a minute and handle our undead problem before I go any further. Alright, so the next thing I was going to try and do is I might be able to drain this out slightly by opening a hole right here. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's deep enough. But the other thing you can do is you can open up a hole right there, and it replaces empty space with air, so you can actually stick torches inside the walls if you need to. Later on, we might get an item called the flippers that allow us to swim a lot more like Mario swims, so that you can like double, triple, quadruple jump underwater, and you can just like swim around as you need to. And so, in fact, that's the exact way that I would describe it. It lets you swim around like Mario and like Mario 3, where you've got like the frog suit on or whatever. It makes your life a little bit easier. I like the Tanuki suit the best. The Tanuki suit was the one that I got the most excited about, although I very much like the sock as well. Like, most people don't think about the sock, but the sock was pretty dope. It was the unproclaimed hero of Mario 3. If you remember the sock, yeah, there you go. Shout it out in the comments right now. If you remember the sock was what was up. So anyways, I don't remember what world it was in. It was in world like 4 or something like that. At a certain point, there was like a wind-up sock that you could get inside of and just hop around for a while. It was all about the sock. I loved riding around in the sock. Like, it was a big deal to me. You can ask my parents. I used to get mad if I didn't get to ride around in the sock. The sock was like my deal, and I was all about the sock. And it wasn't even like that cool of a suit. It was just something about riding around in a wind-up sock that I thought was really awesome. I think that's just about all we're going to get out of here. And so typically what happens when I hit a cavern like this is I dig off to the right for a little while. And if I don't hit anything else, then I start going a little bit deeper. And you will start finding a lot more ore the deeper into the ground that you get. Up near the surface, the biggest clusters you're going to find are like 8 or 9 ore at a time. Once you get a little bit deeper, you're going to find yourself like giant walls of ore that you'll be able to mine out over time, and it's a pretty sweet deal. Go all the way off to this side. Should have made a better pickaxe. Should have made a better pickaxe instead of making that stupid sword that was terrible. I knew I was going to regret that decision. There we go. And so now that we got that all cleared out, I think I'll probably start going downwards and just like hoping really, really hard, because soft hopes aren't enough all the time. But I'm going to hope really hard that we can get down to something a little bit more available. It looks like there might be something right there, like some copper maybe. Yeah, we got a copper node right here. That'll work out. So let's get this all nice and dug out. I would figure once we have full iron armor, we should be able to fight the first boss, which I think is the Eye of Cthulhu. I know how to summon it. It just takes a little bit of work. We need to blow up one of those little evil orbs underground with some dynamite or something like that, if I remember right. Anyways, I think the Eye of Cthulhu is the first boss that you have to fight. I don't recall him being that difficult if you had like shurikens or arrows or anything of that nature. So I'll probably make myself an iron bow, something that I can deal damage with from a long ways away in the future. But let me take this shaft out for a minute, and I'll come back once we find ourselves a cave, I think. Okay, so we're back in the saddle. Found myself a little bit of iron ore and 2 little caves right here. There was some topaz over there, but it wasn't worth like starting the video up over. On this side, we've got ourselves another cavern. I hope it's a deep one. Oh my god, I just fell into the pit of death. Hopefully there's no Sarlacc waiting for us down here. You die, sir. You die. What is that? The hell are you? Huh. A breakable thingamadoobie. I don't know what like function that serviced, but I assume that it accomplished something. I don't know. It looked like some kind of weird statue thing. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. Let's continue to dig, shall we? I see something off to the left as well. So this tends to be how I play the game. I just look for, like, random caves around. That's actually... We can't mine that. But that's a better type of ore. You have to have, I think, a meteor pick or something like that in order to mine that. Or like a silver pick or like a gold pick. I know that at a certain point you're going to find ores that you actually can't mine anymore. For right now, I'm just trying to find anything we can get at. But let me go off to the left a little ways. And we'll just drop like a little mini shaft over here. There we go. That'll work. I just want to investigate and see what this is. I remember this ore type. It like glows way deep down in the ground, so it's actually pretty easy to find once you're up and running, but that one seems to be... I thought it only spawned in like blight zones or something like that. I'm gonna need some light real fast. Oh, we got a cave right there. Well, no wonder. Let's go down to that real quick. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but I'm pretty sure it's a special type of ore that you can't get at until you have like better tools. My tool is inferior right now. I like to think of it as superior, but unfortunately it's just not enough to break this rock. Yeah. So we got gold over on this side. Can we get gold ore yet? Oh, we can. Good. Okay, so let's grab ourselves some gold. The gold gear looks super badass. It makes you look like a super holy knight. It's got like a winged helm and everything else on it. Ooh, this is a big old grip of gold too. Damn, this ain't no flake. We're like digging ingots out of the wall. Okay. Yeah, let's get that going right now. Hell yeah. Okay, so we got ourselves like a good 13 gold right there. It's not gonna... Oh, there's another cave down there. Okay, so let's go off to the right first. Let's explore this little dude. And while we're on this side, I'm gonna try and get it all nice and torched up. Looks like we got some kind of like ivy-covered stone over there. We got a whole bunch of iron ore right there, which is gonna be important for us in just a minute. Looks like we got a pot over here. It looks like there might be something like sand off that way. Let me drop a torch in real quick and see if we can... it looks like it's just a little cluster of water, maybe. These blocks right here, I think this is a separate biome, like the ivy-covered biome or something like that, or like the grass biome, or something. I don't know. It's been a long time since I played the game last, so my information may not be correct. Let's go back up to the top, though. We need to get this iron. Until we're geared, we can't actually, like, start the game. In this early part, this is basically what you're supposed to do, is you just kind of, like, pitter off for a little while and just enjoy the sandbox. And then shit gets real once you get further into the game, once you start getting blood moons and things like that. Go ahead and handle that. Alright, and then we'll put in a torch on this side. There we go. Yeah, that's the iron deposit that I deserve. There it is. That's worth our efforts. So I'm going to grab all these goodies right here. We'll probably get a good 20 iron out of this one. Yeah. I don't know what it is about this game, but I've always enjoyed it. Although I've always wondered if this game was actually, like, conducive to doing a series on, because unless you're doing, like, fun shenanigans stuff, there's a lot of dead space in Terraria. Like, there's a lot of times where you spend, like, 5-10 hours not doing anything. You're kind of just, like, running around, setting up the framework for doing the fun thing for, like, 20 minutes. And so unless you really like digging around, I think some people would get bored with the game pretty quickly, but I just love digging. I don't know. I've enjoyed games where you dig around ever since, like, back in the day on, like, Pentium 1, Apple IIe. There were, like, random mining games back then, too, that you could play around with, where you had to find, like, the gems and the gold that were underground, and once you had that, you would take it back and trade it so that you could upgrade all your loot. You can still get copies of those games now, like, on the App Store for your phone or whatever. Let's go out this way. I think SteamWorld Dig was the most recent one that I could think of, where you collected fossils and gold and, like, precious metals in order to, like, expand out and make more money so that you could dig further and buy upgrades. I didn't really want to make, like, a 2-space ladder right there, but sure, why not? That'll do it right there. Yeah, there it is. I got a little bit of gold up here, and I bet there's going to be something else good, too. We've got some spider webs, so I'm going to try and grab those, because the cobwebs are useful for something. I don't remember exactly what, but I remember needing a lot of cobwebs. We'll get the gold ore off that wall right there, and it looks like this reattaches up top. Jump real fast. You can use the cobwebs, by the way. You can use them as like a landing zone. You can replace these, and you can use them as kind of like a trampoline or like a landing pad if you make like a big drop down into the dungeon. Ooh, some topaz right there. Let's go ahead and collect that. That's not going to be useful right now, but later we're going to need topaz. So we'll throw that on into our inventory. I actually very much prefer emerald, but you takes what you gets. So it looks like this actually connects to where we already were. I probably could have gone around this one and been a little bit safer. Spawn a slime down here. He's going to come after us, but he shouldn't be able to get us. I'm going to drop down. Get him with a couple good swipes, and now that he's up out of the way... Did I forget to grab that ore right there? I was going to say, leave no gold behind. We've also got one of those little dudes, little Diggy monsters down here. I'll get him in just a second. Can you dig it, Diggy monster? He's like, yeah, I can. I dig it all day long. That's pretty much the only thing that I do. It is the main function that I accomplish. Yeah, I was going to say, they come up under you all the time. Got him for 9 right there. Sounds like he's coming in. Ah, I should have waited longer. I don't think he could have got me right there. Okay, so let me put down some torches real fast. So we have a little bit of visibility. Not a whole lot right there. Trying to light that up to see if there... It looks like there's something right there. I think I see some ore. Go after it real fast. Maybe tungsten? Yeah, it's tungsten. Hells yeah! I don't think I've ever made the tungsten armor. Tungsten doesn't show up very often in this game, if I remember correctly anyways. I remember always just like not having enough tungsten to make the thing that I wanted. This looks like a big tungsten deposit. How big of a deposit we shall find out in just a moment. Let's light it on up. Light it up! There we go. So we got some tungsten on this side. Hells yeah. So we're coming around. I mean, honestly, we don't have a lot of stuff right now. But we're making progress. I mean, I'm doing the best that I can to collect the things that are around so that we can go out and actually get ourselves into some real trouble. Still, really, really happy with what's available as of right now. We've gotten some metals and we've gotten some good things. So, we're not totally getting skunked. I've had a few playthroughs of this game where it just felt like I dug forever before I found anything. And this time around, we're actually getting some decent stuff pretty early on. It looks like I didn't put any ladder back up in here. Okay. So since we ran out of cave on that side, I'm going to suggest very, very gingerly that we cut off to the right real fast. Once again. And if we don't hit a cave, that's that. But if we do, we'll continue exploring, getting all those lovely little metal bits up into our inventory. So my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Terraria 1.3. I look forward to seeing you all in the future. I hope you're enjoying the playthrough. Just a little one-off series. I don't know how frequently I'm going to upload this or how frequently I'm going to play it, but I figured I'd give it a shot. If it turns out to be like bang up popular, like this is like the only thing people want to watch on the channel, then for sure I will accelerate the progress of the episodes. But if it turns out to be one of those things that people are like, you know, seen it, been there, done that, then I have no problem doing anything else either. I will see you all in the next episode. Hi to everybody.